it's Kimberly Lucht, and today I want to share a simple Day of the Dead ritual with you. So Día de los Muertos is from November 1st to the 2nd in Mexico, and it's something that originated before colonial times. So this was an indigenous practice, it was an indigenous tradition that kind of got passed down through generations of Mexican heritage. And it's something that is so special to the country, but also something that we see across cultures. And so you notice that Halloween is on October 31st. We also have other examples across cultures where October 31st, November 1st, November 2nd, all of those days seem to be a pretty auspicious time where the veil between the physical and the spiritual world is somehow lifted, and we are able to be more in touch with the spiritual realm. And so that can include people that have passed on. It can include, past lives. It can include anything that feels a little ethereal or ephemeral or more of the soul, if that makes sense. And so Día de los Muertos for me is so exciting because my mom's from Mexico. I grew up going to Mexico all the time, at least once or twice a year. Recently, I've been going a lot because there's been a lot of, family stuff that I need to tend to. And something that I noticed when I went to San Francisco and I lived there after college was there was such a big presence of Día de los Muertos and this Mexican-American heritage coming to life on the streets around the time of November 1st and November 2nd. And because I had only really been to Mexico in the summer or in the winter, not really in the middle of those two seasons because of the school year, it was so interesting for me to see it come to life in a new way. And so I saw marigolds everywhere, I saw skulls everywhere, I saw all of these beautiful ofrendas or offerings that everybody would bring their families or relatives who had departed. And so if you're interested in this tradition and want a way to bring it to life in your own home, I have a simple 3-step process that can help you do that. And so the first step is to create an altar. And so this can be anywhere in your house that feels safe and sacred to you, because this is a space where maybe you do meditation or yoga, or maybe you already do some sort of, family lineage type corner. I know one of my friends has a bunch of photos in a specific part of her home, and maybe that's you as well, where you have a meditation cushion over in this corner, or you have photos over here. Maybe you already have some sort of altar space. And so I invite you to vamp it up if you already do, or choose your altar space if you don't. This can be any space in your house where you feel like you can drop into what is sacred, what is of the soul, what is spiritual, and have this kind of moment to yourself and moment with these people, or even dogs and cats that have departed, this moment that feels so nourishing, right? And so altar is really just a fancy word for safe and sacred space. That's what it means to me, at least. It's a space where you can have candles and things won't burn or catch on fire. It's maybe a space where pets can't reach. So I know with cats that might be a little difficult, but maybe like positioning it in a way where nothing can really be disturbed, or maybe a space that just feels really nourishing to you. And so it could just be as simple as blankets and a cushion, and that's your altar space. Beautiful, one and done. The second step is to choose the family member or relative or friend or even pet that you'd like to work with for this ritual or for this ceremony. So Día de los Muertos is a space where, yes, you can choose multiple people or multiple beings if that is something that you want to do, but just to keep things simple, you're gonna choose one for now, unless you've done this type of thing before. And if that's the case, woohoo, like you are on this Mexican train with me. That's amazing, and I really honor that for you. And so if you haven't done something like this before, really focusing in on maybe the first person that comes to mind or the first being that comes to mind. Who do you want to honor this season, and what's the energy that you want to connect with? And so whether that's your dog or your grandma or somebody else who has passed on, you want to find some sort of energetic way to connect, right? So choosing that person or choosing that being is the second step. The third step is to offer them up something beautiful to honor them and to celebrate them. So marigolds are actually the flower of Day of the Dead, Día de los Muertos, because it's exciting and orange and celebratory, and it's not so glum and doomful. Like, it's more celebratory and festive than that. And I think Mexicans overall have a really beautiful perspective on how death works. And it's almost like an initiation into the next life or the next soul's dimension. It's more of a send-off versus like, I'll never see you again. Oh my God. It's just like, yeah, we'll see you soon, and we'll celebrate you every year until I meet you again. And because of that, marigolds are a beautiful way to offer up something festive in that altar space. And so you've got your altar, you've chosen your person, and now it's about offering things up. And so I'm going to give you a few more examples. So marigold is one. It's like, keep it festive, keep it fun, keep it orange, and have that be an offering or just like a celebration of the life that they lived. You can also put photos in that space. And so maybe you have really antique photos of your great-great-great-great-grandma, or maybe you have, you know, this dog toy or a cat toy for a pet who's passed on, or photos of that pet. So kind of the things that remind you of them, photos being a really clear visual example of that, but also again, like gifts. Like I said, the dog toy, or maybe it's like a kid's toy or something else that they really enjoyed working with. Maybe they were a photographer and they had a camera. Like those kinds of things that will remind you of them. So we have marigolds as a potential offering, we have photos of them as a potential offering, and also like things that they used to love as a potential offering. The other thing is a very Mexican thing to do, which is make them their favorite meal. So for some people in Mexico, that would be mole, and for other people it would be something completely different. Maybe it's like a pasta dish, or maybe it's a soup. Like, what's the favorite meal that you can remember? Maybe like peach cobbler or some sort of other something that makes you think of them. Make that dish for them if you feel called, and offer it up. Put it in the altar. And again, if you have pets, maybe put it in a space where they can't get to it. And yeah, those are just some examples. You can get creative with this. Other examples could include like a perfume or other, like anything with the senses, right? Because the idea is that these souls are able to kind of come and visit during this time. And so we have the taste with the food offering. We have the visual stuff with the things that they loved, or the photos, or the marigolds. We have the scent with the food, the marigolds, or maybe your perfume. We even could like maybe put stuff that like they used to kind of really love the touch of, or love the sound of. Maybe they love ranchero music, or maybe they love Tina Turner, maybe they loved something completely different. Like I remember my grandpa used to love 40s swing music. Whatever music you think they love, that's a perfect example of an offering too. So just to recap, the 3 steps to create your own Day of the Dead ceremony, ritual, tradition, whatever you want to call it, is to find an altar, create an altar, or use your own altar to set up a space that feels safe and sacred to you. Then pick out a family member or a being that you really want to connect with during this season. And then find an offering that really speaks to you and you feel like would speak to them too. And so whether that's marigolds like we spoke about, or whether that's a picture of them, or a food item, or a meal that they used to love, or music that they used to love, or things that they used to love. Anything is open and fair game here, as long as it feels joyful and festive to you, because that is indeed the way that we celebrate in Mexico. And so I hope that this helps. If you love all of this juicy goodness, I think you'd really, really love my Soulful Business Roadmap. So this is the best way to bring the soulful and the strategy into your life and your business. And if you want it, the link is down below, and I hope to see you on the inside. It's a free guide and just perfect for anybody who wants to give a little more soul into their business life. And so if that sounds like you, click the link below and sign right up. I hope to see you in the next video. Until next time, ciao for now. Bye.